thank you very much, Chairman Kucherin. How about we make a deal, everybody? Just call me Randy, okay? Let's go with that. Look, it's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you for this invitation. I know Sean teed this up and others, and I want to say thank you. Bonjour tout le monde. Let me just acknowledge that we are on the unceded territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people. And it's really wonderful to be able to share some time with you. I know you're getting, towards 2/3 into your day. I hope to keep this energetic, but really, it's all about focusing on your needs and how we can work together to build up Canada. Merci beaucoup de me donner l'occasion de vous adresser la parole ici aujourd'hui à votre Congrès national. So a few weeks ago, you might have seen us crisscrossing the country for almost 3 weeks before the budget, and then we announced Budget 24, and it is our roadmap to a fairer Canada for every generation. It is literally our plan to make the promise of Canada a reality once again. Now, I don't know how many of there are 50 plus in the room, but I'm a Gen X, born in 1970, and I know that when I was growing up, this was the message. Get a trade, learn a skill, go to school, work hard, and your life would be as good as that of your parents, if not better. That was the promise of Canada. And I'm happy to say that it worked. It held the line. It rang true. Now, if we actually talk to Gen X, if we actually talk to Gen Z and millennials today, they're feeling that that promise of Canada doesn't really apply to them. That the paycheck doesn't stretch as far. That the dream of owning a home seems out of reach for them. And that's not good enough. And for a country as big and vast and talented as ours, we can do better than that. And so, we have work to do. And getting this work done means that we're going to have to work together. Governments, industry, unions, the incredible people at CBTU, coming together to solve the generational problem that we are facing today. We've done it before, and looking out into this room, I'm confident that we will be able to do it again. Parce que nous l'avons déjà fait. Et en regardant cette salle aujourd'hui, je suis absolument convaincu que nous pourrons le faire à nouveau. Now, before I move on, I want to make it very clear that our government will stop at nothing to support, train, and protect our workers. And as we continue to attract large-scale foreign direct investments, we expect the companies to create Canadian jobs, and we will hold them to that. And my message to you, each and every one of you, is this. While we respect companies who bring in expertise to assist with the setup of new supply chains, we expect that all of the jobs that can be filled by Canadian workers will be. I swear I did not pass 20 bucks to Sean for that applause line, because it's true. And look, we're first in the world right now for foreign direct investment when you divide our FDI by our population. We are only behind the US and Brazil, and when you take that third place, divide it by our population, first in the world in foreign direct investment, which means thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of jobs for your members. So let's look at Budget 24 a bit. And if we take a look at it, it has a clear call to all of us. It's build, 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 okay? And that's exactly what we are doing. We are supercharging the way that we build homes in this country. We're going to pull every stop to give the builders the tools and workers they need to get more shovels in the ground faster. And we are ensuring that our workforce is up to the job by doubling down on the investments that we are making in workers and in your families. And CBTU is a big part of that. Vous et les membres que vous représentez, les travailleurs spécialisés d'aujourd'hui et de demain, jouez un rôle clé pour nous de permettre d'atteindre les objectifs de notre pays en matière de construction de logements et aussi de réaliser les rêves de vos compatriotes canadiens. It's actually why we developed the Solving the Housing Crisis Plan, and why we're on course to build 4 million homes from now to 2030. So how? By bringing down the cost of home building, by changing the way home builders build homes, by investing an additional $400 million in this year's budget to top up the already $4 billion Housing Accelerator Fund, and an additional $6 billion for the Canadian Housing Infrastructure Fund. You can't build new subdivisions or new areas unless you got the pipes under the ground to get that done. We also are putting $15 billion in new loan funding for the Apartment Construction Loan Program to speed up the construction of rental housing. And we're going to equip our workforce with the tools, the know-how, and the hands-on experience needed to get the job done. Now, we can be frank and make no mistake, this isn't going to be easy. It's going to take everybody rowing in the same direction to pull this off. But if our track record is anything to go by, we can do anything when government and trades unions work together. I said that last February when we were launching Build It Green, and I'm saying it again now. It's why we developed the UTIP, the Union Training and Innovation Program, in the first place. And it's why we're partnering up with UTIP again next month to create a sustainable job stream to support our unions in developing the green skills that training workers need today to get ahead tomorrow. And you've told me at your training centers that you want to do more, that you want more support for bricks and mortar, that you want this partnership to continue. I urge you to push the provincial governments to make sure that they're in their space, and I will do my part to make sure that we do more with you. Now, I guess what you're thinking, I can almost guess it. Like, Randy, this sounds like pretty pie in the sky. It sounds a lot easier. It's a lot easier said than it is to get it all done. Well, to be honest, I'd be saying the same thing. If it weren't for everything that government, unions, industry, and workers themselves have already done in this country. Et si on regarde les défis qui sont devant nous, on peut regarder le pénurie de main-d'œuvre qui vit notre industrie de la construction partout au pays. Et il faut garder cela à l'esprit. I'm going to share some numbers with you that actually break down the scale of the challenge. So between 2022 and 2031, we expect that more than 760,000 job openings in construction trades in Canada will take place. 400,000 of these are due to retiring Canadians. One of you at a meeting said the word great tsunami, and you said it with all respect, and we're living it now. We have to train more people faster, and we have to esteem the trades earlier in life, and I'll get to that in a minute. Now, if we look to the future, the Canadian Apprenticeship Forum estimates that from 23 to 27, we're going to need more than 172,000 new journey persons to sustain workforce certification across Red Seal trades in Canada. That includes almost 132,000 journey persons in the top 15 national in-demand Red Seal trades alone. Heureusement, nous ne nous sommes pas juste levés un bon matin pour découvrir que l'industrie de la construction vivait une pénurie de main-d'œuvre. We didn't just wake up one day and see that, holy smokes, we have this big gap. We have seen these statistics, and we've been laying down markers and planning for this very day. And that's why, over the last 5 years, we've invested more than $1 billion in skills and competencies just in the construction sector. That's hundreds of thousands of workers trained already to meet up with this demand. And we're going to continue to solve the problem working with you long term. That's why we invest almost $1 billion a year in apprenticeship supports through grants, loans, tax credits, employment insurance benefits during in-school training, project funding, and support for the Red Seal program. Through this year's budget, we're going to add some things. We're investing $50 million to speed up the foreign credential recognition across the country, and I want to see those people whose skills are recognized become part of your union halls, because the skills are already here. If you've got somebody that's swinging a hammer, or that can be an electrician, or there's a pipe fitter, or knows how to build homes in this country, and they are driving an Uber, or they are working in the food and beverage sector, then something is wrong. And now I'm going off script, and my team's like, uh-oh, what's he doing? Mr. Chairman, you'll allow me to go off script a little bit? Okay, look, I'm the minister responsible for foreign credential recognition. I was very happy the first day I got that briefing. And then the very end of the briefing was, but minister, you've got no power. Well, what the heck do I have the authority for if I have no power? It's because the people who regulate these particular professions have it protected at the provincial level. So we have jobs to do together, my friends, to make sure that we can open up what you have and what we need to build this country with people who are here that we're going to get through the stream through high school, but there is a pool of talent just waiting for us to train, and it's not just newcomers. We're also talking about women. We're talking about Indigenous people. We're talking about all the people that you know and we know can actually get into the workforce and make a difference. And we also need to work together to get to the root of the problem by talking to high school students and getting them interested in pursuing a career in the trades. And you know who else we got to get to? The grumpy aunt and uncle at Thanksgiving dinner that tells them it's a bad idea. You know them all. You know Uncle Milton will tell you, oh, what do you want to go in the trades for? You'll never make any money. I'm not going to say what I'm thinking. He's wrong. And there's a premium on every single one of your jobs. There is a premium because of the skills gap, but there's a premium because of the skills that you have, and I want to see young people realize that this is a great future. So what are we going to do about it? investing another $90 million in the apprenticeship service to help job placements with small and medium-sized enterprises. When I was meeting with people in the pre-budget consultation, you know what they said to me? They said the 200 and 300, 400, 500 shops, they can do it. But the mom and pop shops, how do we get actual people, how do we get people with good union training to actually be able to work on site? And that's where we need small mom and pop shops that understand the value that you have, and we want those apprenticeships to happen. We're also going to invest $10 million in the Skilled Trades Awareness and Readiness Program to get young Canadians, including those in high school, to start a career in the skilled trades. Now, why am I sharing all of this with you? Because our government is serious about investing and making positive changes to our labor force and to ensuring that every generation has a fair shot at a good life. And because we're in the business of solving problems, not adding to them, something that can't be said about our Conservative opposition right now. And while they're busy attacking unions, planning cuts to the trades, and drafting slogan solutions to the real challenges facing Canadians, while they are cozying up to employer-dominated unions, we are doubling down on laws and programs that protect you and your families, and that mean good jobs for each and every person in this room and every single person that you represent when you get to the union hall. Laws like anti-scab legislation and repealing Stephen Harper's union-busting laws. And when it comes to our generational investment tax credits, tens of billions of dollars to make sure that in this country we build things unlike they did in the United Kingdom and Australia, where they are importing and they abandon their manufacturing sector. We will not do that in this country, and those ITCs are taxed, and they're not taxed, they're tied directly to good union-paying jobs, prevailing wages, and if they want the full tax credit, they got to work with you. And my friends, there are programs like the Canada Workers Benefit because there are some people in our neighborhoods that don't make it as well as we do, and so we doubled that benefit. We also doubled your tools allowance, and we gave you a more generous moving allowance. Why? Because you asked us to, and that's what a responsible government does. You work with and listen to and partner with unions. Not to mention the programs that support your families. I'm talking about dental care. Do you realize that we have 1.7 million seniors now that have signed up for dental care? 1.7 million. Think of somebody in your life that didn't have dental insurance. They probably have it now. Farmer Care is on its way, and $10 a day childcare, my friends, has already got more women in the workforce. And if you want the comparators, I have them. Before $10 a day childcare, 67% of women were in the Canadian workforce. The United States was 76%. What is the participation of women right now in the Canadian workforce? It is 85% because we spent the money, we invested in you, and we want more women working in the union trades. So my friends, we're getting to work on housing, on jobs, on growing our economy that benefits everyone. Comme je l'ai dit auparavant, nous sommes ici pour travailler avec les syndicats des métiers spécialisés. Vous êtes clés à l'avenir du Canada, vous êtes clés à l'avenir de notre jeunesse. Et je suis ici, le Premier ministre est ici, notre gouvernement est ici parce que vous êtes à nos côtés pour vraiment changer la façon qu'on construise les maisons et qu'on bâtisse le pays. My friend, merci beaucoup, c'est la vérité. Mes très chers amis, thank you for this time. I appreciate the invitation, Chairman, Sean, everybody. Know this, we're heading into one of the most important battles in our country's history. I need your help. We need your help. We want to work with you. There is much work left to do. On n'a pas fini la tâche. Il y a du travail à faire. And if you want to make sure that you can look back in your rocking chairs when you're in your 90s and say that you were part of a partnership with the Government of Canada to make sure that your kids and your grandkids and the millennials and the Gen Z, who make up 50% of the workforce today, felt that the promise of Canada applied to them once again, then let's get busy. Let's build. Travaillons ensemble. Merci beaucoup. Thank you, everyone. Hi, hi.